About my niggas than what you talking about. Gangsta moving silence, nigga, and I don't talk a lot. I don't say a word. I don't say a word. Was on my grind and now I got what I deserve. Fuck, nigga. Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all thought I was finished? When I wore the ass tomorrow, y'all thought it was winning. Flexing on these niggas, I'm like Papa on this finish. Double M, yeah, that's my team. I'll say the captain, I'm lieutenant. I'm the type of cat that make cat think grind like I'm broke. That Lambo, my new bitch, she ride like my ghost.
There's often sometimes where I think to myself, like, is it really worth it? And I say to myself, yes, it's worth it. And I'm talking about getting that goddamn promoter's license. When I say that I'm Tstreet Controversy, and I call the show Tstreet Controversy Live, I feel that it's my personal responsibility to tell the subscribers, the people who hit that button and say, I want to see this guy on my news feed, to tell them what my purpose is. So, on November the 9th, 2014, I'm going to be at Hopkins versus Kovalev. Bernard Hopkins versus Sergey Kovalev in Atlantic City, Boardwalk Hall, tickets still available. I'm going to be there as a member of the media. Can you believe that? With the little pass around my neck, with the business cards, no hoodie, no shades, no hat. And you know what I'm going there to do? I am going there to work. From the beginning to the end, November the 7th, the 8th, and the 9th, when the final press conference starts, I plan to be the first person there. When the final press conference leaves, I plan to be the last person to leave. When the weigh-in begins, I plan on being the first one there and the last one to leave. When the event begins, same. First there, last to leave. You know why? It's because I deserve it. It's been what I've been wanting to do for close to 4 years now. It's the reason why I even began to do videos on YouTube. I can understand how some people say, oh yeah, I'm going to stay on YouTube. This is cool for me. No. The YouTube videos was just the foundation. Now, as far as this level, and I'm just talking real, as far as this level of in this chair and on my controversial love seat, I can generate 100,000 views from there. 200, 300, 400. The highest I got was 875,000 views. This level I'm like this level I'm done with. Now, as far as the events are concerned, I said it and I'll say it again. As far as the East Coast is concerned, I want to be covering all those events. Now, the December 6th one, Rosado versus Lemieux, not that one. I got a lot of stuff going on. I'm moving, and it's a whole, new baby. It's a whole lot of stuff. So, but as far as all the other events, I'm there. So, October the 28th, 2014, I'm going to be going to the media workout, Hopkins versus Kovalev. First one there, last one to leave. I remember I used to drink a lot. I remember I used to read the comments. And I remember how the people used to treat me. And I'm talking about as far as people in my personal life. Friends, family, business associates. And now that I've been sober, I just think to myself, like, did they used to always talk to me like that? For example, now I don't want to get into it, but I'm going to say, my integrity is questioned by people in my father's life. But I'm not going to talk about that. I'm talking about those corporate people. I don't want to say their name yet. I'm not going to do it. But they should know what I'm talking about. What I deal with the most in my life right now is, to be perfectly honest with you, being a goddamn tall ass mean looking black man, and I'm a teddy bear. think you always got some scheme or you always up to something. For example, I said on here I went to rehab. Denzel Washington, they can go to rehab. Lindsay fucking Lohan can go to rehab. Eminem can go to rehab. But then when I go to rehab, it's a goddamn problem. It's like, oh, let's watch this guy. Oh. But the only thing is, I had something in me when I said, like, where I said to myself, I'm not going to fail anymore. I'm not doing it. It's got to the point where I'm a recluse right now. It's 12:41 Eastern Standard Time a.m. I don't be sleeping right. If you hear me, I was in the hospital yesterday. My voice ain't right. But I can't fail no more. I don't know how to put it into words, but I don't be happy every day. You know, I'll be thinking like, I gotta fucking get this license, man. And it's like, it seems like it's always obstacles. And it's crazy because when I was drunk and I was bartending and doing videos at the same time, even though, how can I put it? This is a business now. So there are, I have coworkers. There's obligations. So there's revenue. So what I'm saying is that I gotta be the full leader that I always knew I was. Now, as far as other aspects of my life, I've always succeeded. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Even though I may have destroyed my body to get there, but I've always succeeded. You know, I've saved lives, made sure people are cool. But when it comes to me, this YouTube has been me. I'm like, all right, this is gonna be me. But as it stands right now, interviews, covering the events, as far as press conferences, I want to overtake Fight Hub. Eli's set back, but he does too many videos. I don't want to be that. That's not me. I don't want to be that. But as far as, you know, when it comes to, for example, I participated in 2 media calls. One for Hopkins and Kovalev, and one earlier today for Pacquiao Algeria. Now, what I've learned during those 2 media calls is, if they don't know who you are, then you're not really going to get, how can I put it, the time. So, for example, the Pacquiao media call today was about 42 minutes exactly. Now, you got Dan Rayfield, you know, guys from the Sweet Signs, LA Post, New York Times, New York Post, all the newspapers and everything. And then they start to trickle down to guys like from YouTube and things like that. Well, normally what I've noticed is the 2 times I never even got close to going. So I figured out the format. I was like, okay, because what it is you call in, you have a password. You know, they released the phone number to you, and I got it from my editor-in-chief over at Real Combat Media. They released a phone number to you at a certain, you know, time, and a code, you know, or the password at a certain time. So you call up. Now, what I've been doing is I call about 15 minutes early. You know, so basically, you know, you hit a little, you know, the operator tells you, okay, who are you calling for, and where you calling for, yada yada. You got to tell the password, something. So you get into the so you get there, you hit a little music. Long story short, it starts, and then they do the introduction. So, for example, for Hopkins Kovalev, you had the introduction was Aki De La Hoya and Kathy Duva and who else? Kovalev's trainer, and then Kovalev. He had some things to say. Then you know they allowed the questions to start being asked. So you got to push a button. It's something like *1, and they say, you know, this is a prompt that says something like, if you have a question, you know, press *1 now. So you got to like do. You got to press that shit fast as shit. But see, what it is on their side, they see the names and who's calling in from each number. So they say, oh, okay, all right, we're going to holler at Dan Rayfield first. We're going to holler at the dude from the LA Post first. Then we got some time. We can start trickling down on those other guys. Like the Boxing Voice got in on the Hopkins versus Kovalev. But what I'm saying is this. Me, I had to use my real name. So they don't know Tstreet controversy, but whatever the case may be, they don't know, how can I put it, like the numbers I do. You know, as far as reach to a global audience. So what I got to keep doing is I got to keep calling them up, and I got to make sure, you know, I'm getting to these events. I got to make sure, that when it comes to this level of promotion, because if you don't know, I talked about the promoter's license. My goal is to be a boxing promoter by the end of 2015, mid 2015. But what that means is I don't plan on promoting fights in 2015. I plan on being a person that can promote fights when he wants to. Now, YouTube is the foundation as far as you got to put down $10,000, then it's a $100 application fee. Now, what that means is you have to go in front of the State Athletic Commission. In this case, it's going to be the Delaware State Athletic Commission, New Jersey State Athletic Commission, or the Pennsylvania State Athletic Commission. Now, if you notice, to put it in perspective, if you notice, like on a boxer's gloves, it always says, like for example, Mayweather's gloves, you'll see NSAC, NSAC, Nevada State Athletic Commission. That means they inspected the gloves and everything like that. So, long story short, you have to go in front of these people and you have to tell them why they should grant you a license. It's not like you go like, yeah, I paid the money here to get my license. Nah. So my goal and the plan I came up with is just that, all right, well, I got to get people to know me, build the fan base, so then boxing and the boxing community will see that I have something to bring to the sport, to help the sport. So therefore, that's when YouTube came into play. So when I came up with that plan, I said, all right, well, I'm drinking too goddamn much, I'm working too much, and I'm fucking goddamn depressed. So I took my ass to rehab, and I said, I'm going to give myself 1 year. 1 year. And I'm here now. A whole nother YouTube channel. I had 28,000 subscribers. Not all me, yes, I know. But 28,000 exactly on July the 28th, 2014. 28,000 people. 18 million views. And then multiple videos, me, this guy, 100,000 views. Positive comments, positive likes. 10,000 views, 50,000. Listen, shit was popping over there. I was doing numbers. So now that I'm doing it all on my own and I'm the full sole operator, I'm like, owner and operator, I'm like, all right, well, I get to do things I want. I get to actually use my business experience. See, for people to understand how I address it, I had to leave the other channel because it wasn't mine. Nothing was the final decision. There was other factors, but when I really, really thought about it and I really addressed the situation, it was like, oh, this shit ain't, no. I know what's best. Because I supplied the numbers to show what's best. But at the same time, it was not my decision or my call. So it was like, well, you gotta bounce. So and what I do, I'm not the type of guy that can just sit around and there's no, upward mobility as far as, going up in management. So right now, I'm going to conquer the YouTube level. I already got it as far as the post-fights predictions and all that stuff. I'm getting news before boxing scene, before Dan Rayfield. It's just that sometimes I get it, look at my Facebook and everything, or get my messages, and I just don't go up and do a video. And you may not believe me, but that's how real that shit is now. You don't gotta believe me. Because I see that I get some news and then that shit will pop up like 2 hours later on Boxing Scene. Boxing Scene like the #1 source. But see, this level I'm done with. Now I got to get to the events and start networking because see, I want to be a boxing promoter. I'm going to be a boxing promoter. I don't sleep. Sometimes I don't eat because I see that license as being my only way of fully being happy, if that makes sense. Yes, I got a child on the way. Yes, I got a family that cares for me. Yes, I got a lot of fans and people say I inspire them. But me, you would never understand. Like, I'm not happy in here. I'm not happy. Until I get that license, until I get that purpose of saying like, look, I did it. Until I can tell my children, like I did this for you, it's done. I'm passing it down to you. For example, rest in peace, Dan Goosen. But Dan Goosen was a box promoter. Now his son, Craig Goosen, has that right there for him. So I know it's kind of a little morbid, but at the same time, the point I'm trying to make is this. Not to knock my family, but I came from a family that didn't do nothing. And I never want to do nothing. And then they always looked at me as being a weirdo, but I looked at them as being like, yo, y'all are fucking loser weirdos. fucking y'all doing shit. So they're in a certain situation, and I'm not talking about all my family members, they're in a certain situation. And then look, I'm here. And it's like that with a lot of people and a lot of your families, a lot of you. To whereas you have a certain drive more than everybody else. Like, I remember I was once asked a question. I was like, you know what, man, I'm gonna fucking quit. I'm talking about everything. Then I was asked, like, what you gonna do? You just like, how you gonna just quit? But I ain't gonna lie, man. I don't know how to say it. I get a little upset because that Into the Arena shit fucked me up. That shit made me so mad. But that's one of the reasons why I'm glad. See, for example, I don't gamble. Because if I gambled, it would interfere with my thought process. I can't watch Dwyer's videos. Dwyer's one of the best boxing analysts on YouTube as far as breaking down the fights. But then when we start talking about betting odds and all that shit, I can't do it. That's just like me. That's just like me, you know, walking into a liquor store. Like, oh yeah, well, you know, you got getting up, but you want me to grab this bottle real quick. I can't do it. I can't do it. I'll listen for a little bit. You know, when it comes to Dwyer, I'm like, oh yeah, I'm out. I have not gambled not one time since 2009. I don't play no cards, no nothing, no I declare war, no pity pat, no spades, no nothing. I don't play no goddamn Monopoly, none of that shit. Cause that gambling, man, it's like you're giving your money away. Not doing it. But anyway, long story short, I'm gonna be at Hopkins versus Kovalev. It's gonna be a whole different Tstreet than you probably have ever seen before. In fact, I'm going as myself. I'm going as Terrell Van. But what I'm promising you, as far as the subscribers, I know I said a lot of shit in the past, but as far as the things I've been telling you up until this point, I've done it. Not only did I get an interview, but my first interview ever was with the owner and founder of Golden Boy Promotions, man, my favorite boxer, Oscar De La Hoya himself. Solo. You can say, oh, you got the Bernard Hopkins interview, but it wasn't by, you know, you can say you were talking to Sergey Kovalev. No, solo. You know, thank you to Steve Upshur, Mauricio Herrera. He offered me an interview. When actually I asked for the interview, he offered it. And then, you know, the Into the Arena stuff happens, but I'm going to reach out to him again. I reached out to Chris Eubank Jr., Rick Glasser. I was on a media call with Manny Pacquiao today. So, things are moving, guys. Things are moving. So, what I'm going to do after this video, as I always do, when I do one of these videos, I'm going to pop out like 10 to 15 videos out of nowhere. So, before Sunday, you know, you're going to think like, where the fuck all these videos come from? I did 28 videos exactly last week. 37 cents. Do the averages per day. I am Tstreet Controversy, and this is Tstreet Controversy Live. I cover boxing. I'm a little hoarse, yes, I understand. And it was nasty, but please subscribe. There's nowhere but to go. There's nowhere but up to go. So it's like, you know, it's either you with me right now or you're against me. You can think whatever you want about me, but as far as, you know, as long as my endorsements are cool, as long as my sponsors and my contracts are cool, and my YouTube contract is cool, I'm doing the right thing. So you got to think, right? If I was doing crazy ass shit, you wouldn't see them Red Lobster commercials on in front about videos. You wouldn't see it. You wouldn't see it. You know, don't get me wrong. I get to say what I want, but at the same time, there is, you know, limitations. You know, like, for example, racial slurs, homosexual slurs, stuff like that, you know, like angry stuff to offend people. And then the fact that, you know, I talk to myself, I just be trying to relate to you, you know, like I'm like, you know, like we all friends. But at the same time, you know, I've been doing this for quite some time, you know, I know what and what not to do, you know, so, and that's a lot of time what I fear, not what I fear, but what I was upset about is that, you know, the people I used to work with before, didn't trust me. I used to be like, yo, I know what I'm doing. Long story short, once again, Tstreet Controversy, Real Combat Media, all my stuff is right down below. So once again, November the 7th, November the 8th, November the 9th, maybe even on HBO, you're going to see me, and you're going to see me somewhere. You're going to see a guy like, who? Oh shit. I'm going to be hearing people like, yo, I didn't know you was that tall. I'm going to be hearing, I'm going to be mingling. So I'm a humble dude. You meet me in person, I'm humble as shit. Because remember, I'm going in, I'm looking at it like a shift. So I'm going into this place and I'm gonna be like, all right, yeah, I'm a mingle for a little bit. But then once people start talking, I'm like, all right, listen, get it, like, get them. So today I ordered my stuff. I got my tripod. Somebody commented and said I need to get one. I got the pole, that you hold. I got the pole. I got extra batteries. I bought 2 extra batteries. Got a fresh outfit. I'm trying to figure out what else I need. I got new business cards. Yeah, got to get the media passes laminated. Yeah, I'm good. Long story short, Tstreet Controversy Live.